Okay, welcome to Board Game Empire. Today we're going to do a Imperium how to play and playthrough. We're just going to jump right into the setup part of the video, and then we'll do how the mechanic works and everything. So for the setup, what you want to do is first make sure you have the Barbarian Empire card. Each player gets one. You have the Power card. You also have your playing deck or card drafting deck. You have your Empire cards. You're going to have your Session card, Nations cards. Nations goes upside down. Pretty much the card drafting goes upside down. You'll be picking 5 at a time. The player hand is 5. So you'll be discarding to 5. So you always have 5. You'll have your action tokens and exhaust tokens. Each player also gets, dependent on which empire you pick, but you get 3 materials, which is the pink. You'll get 2 population. You'll get 1 victory, and you'll have the solstice card in the middle. Okay, now we're going to look at the market. So pretty much in the market, you're going to want to have 6 of the region cards, 6 of the uncivilized, 6 of the civilized, and then you're going to want, these are going to be random, so you're going to want to make sure when you get all the region cards, you shuffle them together, you pick 6, and then you put it aside. You pick 6 of the uncivilized, you put aside. You pick 6 of the civilized, you put aside. And then you put all of them right here, the extras that you didn't put in the 6 in each one. And then you're going to want to put the tribute and shuffle all your leftovers right here. And this is where you're going to be collecting sometimes. This is the Fame deck. And so you're going to want King of Kings at the very bottom. This is the Unrest. And besides the 6 that you pick here, you're also going to want to make sure you have a region card, a uncivilized, civilized, and from this deck, it's going to be randomized, but you pick 2. At the beginning of the game, you put 1 victory point in the civilized, and every time there's an uncivilized, civilized, and tribute, you're going to want to tuck an unrest token or unrest card underneath it, as shown. And these are pretty much negative points at the end of the game. They're -2. So pretty much that's how you set the game. Now, as far as the game, the way it goes, okay, so the region card or any card that has a infinity sign to it stays in play forever unless it otherwise I forget what is it that you could do, recall. Mm-hmm. And you can recall it and it goes back in your deck.
Discard.
Or discard. And then there's also other things you do. But the region card, a lot of times you could garrison a card underneath it. And that means you could garrison a card from your hand and put it underneath it. So you would do it like so. And you would put it underneath it. Now that's just one action. You can't, unless it tells you could exhaust it, you could tap into it and then do more. But
there's a lot to this game.
Yeah. Then there's a lot of cards that are free to play. They don't cost an action.
You just go, right here is what you can do. And there's keywords that are referenced in the back of the book. They don't have the keywords bolded. You kind of have to memorize what the keywords are. But the main keywords are exhaust, acquire,
recall,
breakthrough. Once you have those memorized, that's most of them.
Yep. Okay, so pretty much the way you do a breakthrough, you'll have a card that will indicate if you could do a breakthrough. A lot of times you'll have to pay for materials or population, or sometimes you do a breakthrough. using region cards or different elements of the cards. And then also there's scoring points that you will obtain that at the bottom right is your end of game scoring. There will be some cards that will allow you to score on different cards or materials or population or the amount of victory points you have. A lot of times it'll be the fame cards, but there are some cards that actually do allow that at the end of game scoring. But I believe I covered everything.
The gist of it. There's a lot. There's too much to cover in a brief how to play.
Okay, another thing I forgot is for a 2-player game, you're going to want to go through your cards. There are cards that indicate that if it's a 3+ or 4+ at the bottom left, you're going to want to remove those from each deck. And that's pretty much it. So we're just going to jump right into the game. So you want to go first?
Sure. So I'll draw my 5 cards. You always start with 5. Okay. And you'll notice you start out with some unrest. Basically, there are some things you can do with that. Like you can pay population. I can choose to pay 1 population, or I can discard 2 cards in my discard pile, or pay 3 materials to return it to the unrest pile. We didn't explain the end of the game.
The way the end of game is triggered is if you go to King of Kings and you obtain it, and then you have to resolve it. Flips over. There's also
if the unrest pile is emptied.
Yeah.
The game ends immediately if that's emptied. It's called collapse, and none of the scoring matters. It's whoever has the least amount of unrest cards wins.
Or if the development card at the very end.
Yeah, if you reach that.
But that's very unlikely. But
the way our end of game triggered was we went through the fame deck and reached the King of King cards and resolved it. Mm. If you have a lot of scoring, if you have a lot of victory points, you're going to want to make sure there's always unrest cards in this pile, because the whole thing collapses if that runs out of cards. So you start out, I think, with 2. I have 2, I think, in my deck.
Each region or each
all different.
Yeah, okay. Nations is different.
But you can get rid of them by paying resources. There's also cards that I have one in my deck that he hates that makes him pick up more unrest cards.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot to take that in this game. A lot.
The game, I will say this. The game is fun and it is a good game, but there's a lot to remember. There's a lot of
iconography.
Yeah, they use the one thing I love this company's games. I do.
Oh, yeah.
This particular rule book is not their best. They usually do really good rule books, but I think they tried to switch it up and they used icons throughout the book. And if you don't know what those icons mean, it doesn't really resonate and stick with you. So you kind of have to memorize the icons before you read the rule book, because that's the only way it's really going to resonate what it's meaning. But, other than that, once you've watched a good how to play video, read through the book after you watch the video is what I would suggest. Then it becomes fun because but they are a lot of triggers. This triggers that, this triggers that. You do have to reference the book a lot. So keep the book handy, because you will need it for the keywords and things until you get it. But I will say, by the end of your first game, if you watch a good how to play video, hopefully this one will help a lot of people. We don't go in depth on how to play, but we're doing the playthrough and we'll be explaining it the whole time. So technically it is a how to play, but just different, set up a little differently. Once you watch one and read the book and play a full game, you'll pretty much have it down, and it won't be a struggle to play this game. It's like a lot of more complex games. You just have to play through it once to understand it. And we only played with 2 of are they called factions or empires? What are they called? These decks?
I would think nations.
How many different ones are there?
4 for each. Actually, no, there's...
I thought there was more than...
Yeah, there's quite a few.
There's quite a few. Like, I'm the Romans. He's the
Yeah.
Carthaginians.
Celts, Greeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
So we got the classics, right?
Yeah.
The classics version. It includes 8 of them.
Yeah.
Then you can buy legends to add on, but each of them do something different, and that's where it gets a little more confusing because each of them trigger a different thing, a different way that you play certain things, different way I think that you interact with the market.
Yeah, they're all different.
They're all different.
Every nation is different.
Oh, and you can choose which side
of the power card.
Of the power card.
Yeah.
One doesn't. I don't know why you would choose this one. It doesn't have a special ability. One does have a special ability. Yeah. Like, mine's really good. I'm able to look at an additional card in the Fame deck when I look at the cards. Yours has 2 different ones to choose from, huh?
Yeah, all of them do. All the power cards do.
Mine don't. Does it?
Oh.
Mine only has one side. Yeah. But the Romans is a really good deck. We haven't played with any of the others, but they all have their own strengths.
She beat me in the first game.
I did. I hope we can do a redo of that.
All right.
Okay, sorry. So we'll get to playing. So I did draw an Unrest in the beginning. So I can either pay to get rid of that, which I want. I know eventually I will have a card that there's a solstice at the end of I'm the first player, so at the end of his turn is the end of the round. That's when solstice triggers. And if I have a card, let me see if I have one. Here, I'll show you.
Also, at the end of each player's turn, you pretty much pin a victory point.
Mm-hmm.
Or in my case, I get to put material. Because when I collect it from a card from the market, I get twice the amount. And then at the end of the game, I get 1 VP per 6 material. So that's my benefit.
Yeah. So you're kind of stacking the deck a little bit, I guess you call it. At the end of your turn, you're placing those victory points on a card, and when you collect the card, you get whatever tokens are on top of it. But when you have cards in play, like this is your play area, it triggers, certain things trigger. Like this one says solstice. So I'll play it, I could play it when it's in my hand to do that. I'll pay the action token to play it, but that time I don't do anything with it. But it is an infinite card, so that means it stays in play. Those stay in your play area. If they don't have the infinite, you play it, discard it. So at solstice, that's at the end of Anthony's turn, I can discard a card, choose to gain 1 material, or I can gain 1 population. I have another one that allows me, or actually I think I acquired that or broke through from the market. But there is one out there that allows you to get rid of an unrest card in your hand or your discard pile. That's one way to get rid of those things, because they're pretty much just are negative points against you. You don't want them at the end of the game. Okay, so I have 3 actions I can take. So this one I can choose to pay 2 population to acquire a region or a tributary card. The tributary is with the flag. The yellow is the region. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I don't know all the terminology as well as Anthony. Or I can pay 3 of those to break through for the same 2 type of regions.
Oh yeah, when you break through, you don't have to pick up the unrest.
Mm-hmm.
And also when you break through, you can also obtain one of the cards here.
Right. So that's why the breakthrough costs more. It's the better version, because if I acquire, I can only choose a card up that's face up from the market. If I choose any of these, I have to also take that unrest card and put it in my hand. If I pay the extra and break through, I can take any of these, leave the unrest, or I can take any of these. So, and you can use a victory point for, is it 2 of the population and 1 of the markets in exchange, or am I get the opposite?
It's the opposite thing. I think it's one population, 2 materials.
So this also equals, even though these are worth 1 point at the end of the game, you can exchange it out for 1 of the population or 2 of the materials. So I'm going to go ahead and use that victory point plus my 2 populations to break through. And in my opinion, the region cards seem to be the best, but I will look at both of them.
I forgot to mention too.
I do want this one.
Besides obtaining the market cards, if you do obtain enough of the unrest, there's a in your hand, and this will be your total action for that round. You could do a revolt and get rid of all your unrest, and then you just discard anything that else that you have in your hand and put in your discard pile.
And that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
So I'm going to acquire this. Oh, and he forgot to tell you, these symbols on top, you'll see some have the barbarian, some have the empire, which is the crown. You can only play the cards with the symbol that matches the side you have turned up. I forget what this card is called, but one side is the barbarian, one side is the empire. You're the barbarian until you go through your entire nation deck, and as soon as you reach, for me, it's Julius Caesar, the one with the little dot in the bottom left. As soon as you put that in your discard pile, you flip over to the empire, and you can only play cards with the empire symbol on them. And the way you get to these, every time you have to shuffle, you take the top card of your nation deck and put that in your discard, shuffle it, and then there's your hand. So every time you have to so that's the benefit of reshuffling is you go through your nation deck faster. Because as soon as you go through these, then you could start developing these cards, which the way to develop them is to pay the development cost that's on the bottom. And then these are, we didn't do many of these because the game ended before we really got into these very deeply, but I assume they are really good. I know the Fame cards are really good. Those were really good cards. So I paid my action token to play this one, and I paid my 3 to acquire. I don't have to take the unrest card, but this one goes directly in your hand. As soon as you take one from the market, it goes into your hand, and it's a free play card. And then I'm going to draw another one to put on top of there, and the unrest stays to go on top of under that one. I am going to use my free play, put that in my discard pile. I place a card on top of your deck and gain 2. Where do I place the card from? My hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put my unrest, and I gain 2 victory points for doing that.
And by doing that, she's making it take longer for her to get her nation's card and get to Julius Caesar, and then obtaining the empire.
But I gained 2 victory points. So, okay, so this one I'm going to pay an action. It's a infinity, so I can put it in my play area. I gain 1 population. And can you give me a population? I may also garrison a card, which, like he said, means put one underneath. I'm not going to garrison a card because I want to play one of these. Or actually, I think I will. I'm going to just garrison this one because that gets more cards out of my hand. So this one, my last action, I get to break through for basically I don't have to pay anything for the uncivilized, this is the one with the leaf, and put this into my history. Putting it into your history means putting it under your power card. That's all it is. That means I can't play it the rest of the game. And actually this one doesn't have any victory points or anything, so it does nothing for me. But I get to break through. I can either pick from this deck or I can take this one.
Another thing is with when you're done with your turn, if you have any cards in your hand, you can actually put in your discard pile, pretty much pushing you closer to get into your nation cards and empire cards.
Okay, so I've played all my actions, so now I do the cleanup phase, which I can discard this card if I want, which I'm going to because I want to draw as many as I can. So I'm going to draw my 5, and while I'm cleaning up, he can then start his play, and I get to put 1 victory point that's part of the cleanup on any of these cards. I'm going to put it there, and I then return my action tokens back on. This stays in play because it's infinite. This one I played, it goes in my discard pile. And then it's Anthony's turn.
Okay, so I gained 2 materials, and I got to garrison. So I put unrest underneath the garrison, underneath the region card. Okay, choose 2.
Was that your action?
Yeah, that's 1 action.
Oh, okay.
Pay 2. I'm gonna pay 2. Pretty much population to get a region card, and that goes straight into your hand. This one goes here. And this goes in my discard pile.
Was that your second action?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do a free play. Add 1 to a card in the market. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 material to a card in the market. I should have done that first because I would have been able to obtain it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, trying to put it where she won't get it. You may put a card from your hand or discard pile into your history. So I don't want to put a card in my history yet. I'm using them. Now, one thing too, there's a lot to remember in this game.
I just told him about that.
Oh, how you can only use it during your barbarian phase?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm putting another region card.
That's his last action.
Yep. And you want to put the actions tokens on top so you remember which cards you use. You may put a card from your discard pile into your history, exile a card from the market. You may garrison a card.
So exile, garrison, those are, in history, those are the keywords
history
that are in the back of the book.
History, pretty much you're putting a card underneath your power card, which is your power card has the little ziggly lines. Okay.
And he can exile 1 for the market, which means any card that does not have a token on top of it, he could put over here.
Yeah, that's a little too early. It's a little too early for that.
If they say may, you do not have to do it.
Okay, so that ends my turn.
Okay, so now he's on the cleanup phase. And since it's solstice,
I have to put...
If I had a solstice action, or if he had a solstice action on one of his cards in play, we could do those, but neither of us have that right now. And so now it's my turn. Did you draw your cards back?
Oh.
5? Okay, so...
Yeah, there's a lot to remember this game.
Okay, so I'm going to use an action. This one is a discard card. I can acquire a region card. You may acquire a region again. Each other player recalls a region and put this card in your history. Actually, this will go in my history. So he has to take one of those he has in play out of play, which hurts him because they've got those little bags on them. There's cards that allow you to get materials based on the number of bags that you have in play. So that goes in your discard, not your hand. So I get to acquire one. So I'm going to go ahead and acquire this. Actually, I'm going to acquire one from here. Put it in my hand. And I may acquire again. And then he already... So I get 2 free cards, basically. Oh, actually, no. Acquire is... I was wrong. Acquire is not from the deck. Sorry. I have to take this one.
Yeah, breakthrough is the only...
Replace it. Take that one. That's acquire. Breakthrough is from the deck. Apologies, I did that wrong. So, And then this has to go in my history, which means I won't get to play that again. But that was a really good card, so I could understand why I only get one time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Recall goes to your hand.
Does it? I thought I went to the discard.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because you're pretty much prolonging your ability to get to the
Okay, so this
Nations
one
deck
goes in play because it's got the infinite. Using an action token, I gain 2 supplies.
What? Two materials?
Or materials, yeah. And then it doesn't say may, so I need to exile a card from market. So I'll exile that one, draw another one. And then I may garrison a card. I'm going to garrison this unrest card for now. And then I have one more action I can take. Okay, so I'm going to play another infinite card. It's got a solstice action, so once solstice hits again, I will be able to use that action. So that's my 3 action tokens. So I now do the cleanup phase because I don't have any free-to-plays. I can discard as many as I want. And I get to shuffle. So I need to take one from the Nations deck, add it to my discard, shuffle it in.
My turn.
And draw back up to 5. And you can see the deck's getting smaller and smaller. You'll be shuffling faster and faster until you gain more cards.
Yeah, again.
I need to put a victory.
I gain population, and you may acquire a region and free play it immediately. Put this card in your history. So I'm gonna grab this one.
Okay.
I think didn't you just put the victory on it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So that was my one play. Okay, so I'm doing my second play. You may garrison the card. Garrison this one. That's my second play.
You need to take another action too.
And this is the fame card. Pretty much I'll be able to pretty much get rid of these, abandon the 3 region cards, and I get to choose the top 2 cards of the fame deck and choose one.
Yeah, I have the same card. I'm guessing those are maybe in all the decks. Very helpful. Those fame cards are good. There's one that's there's a few in there that are worth 11 victory points.
Now, abandon means it goes to your discard pile. Recall goes back to your hand.
Oh, okay. That's what I was confusing. So he gets to choose one of the 2.
All right. All right. I think you put it, isn't it when you obtain it, you put it in your hand? Oh, actually, no, it goes to your discard.
Mm-hmm. Are you shuffling?
Yeah.
Did you add your nation deck card?
No, I haven't obtained it yet. So I've used all 3 of mine, and let's see. Do I want to get rid of any? No. So I add my nation.
It doesn't go in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
You shuffle.
Okay.
And then he'll need to add a token to the market at the end of his turn.
Yeah, there's a lot to remember in this game. So
yeah.
2 brains is better than 1. Okay.
Okay. And that's also triggered solstice. I do have a solstice action. I may discard a card to gain either 1 population or 1 supply, or I can draw a card. So, let me see. I'm going to discard a card to gain 1 population for my solstice action. So let me figure out which one I want to. I'll discard this one since I can't actually use it. Can you give me a population, please? And that was oh no, that wasn't an action. That was my solstice. Okay, so now it's my turn to play. I am short 1 card because I discarded for my solstice action. So I'm going to, let's see, I want to do my free play. I get to place a card on top of my deck and gain 2 victory tokens. So that was a free. Then I'm going to do an action where I pay. I'm going to pay. It needs 3 to break through, so I'm going to use one of the victory tokens I just got and 2 populations to break through for either a region or a tributary. So since there's no tributary, the ones with the flags up in the market, I could go through this deck and keep flipping until I find one. If you get to the point where there's none left in there, you gain 2 victory points if there's no tributaries left. Or I can take one of these 2 cards since it's a breakthrough. I think I'm going to flip through till I get to a tributary card. So that's the first one. And it goes in my hand. Okay. Then my next action, I'm going to pay 5 to break through for an uncivilized or civilized. Ooh. Okay, that's a no-brainer because I get 3 of those back, and I don't have to take the unrest because no, it stays, right?
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, it goes back. Okay, so
it's a region.
I gain 3 of those back for taking that one, and I have 1 action left.
What's your third?
No.
Okay.
1 was a free play. Okay, and then this one doesn't. Oh, it's an Empire card. I can't play it yet.
Yep.
I just noticed that. Was that supposed to be in my deck?
Yeah, if you obtained it.
Oh, I did obtain it. Okay.
Yeah, because that's not your deck shows
Right.
red for Roman.
So I'm stuck. This one says cannot be played. It's basically just worth victory points. And this one I can't play yet because I'm still in barbarian state. So that's the end of my turn.
She's able to discard them though, then
Right.
her turn though.
So I am going to do that. And I'm going to draw 5 new cards. And yay! I have to shuffle. So I take the top one off my nation deck. Shuffle it. And I need 1 more card. Then I place a victory token on top of any of these.
And I get to do my turn next.
There. Yes.
So I'm doing free to play. Notorious. I get to steal her victory. So thank you for obtaining victory for me.
And what happens if I don't have victory?
If you don't have victory, anyone able to pay takes 1, you take it on rest. So.
Oh, that was free to play, right?
Yeah. So I gain 2.
So that's one of his actions.
And I may garrison a card. Garrison the rest. The good thing about garrison is because it allows you to discard or play more, so you can get more to your nation's deck. Choose 3 to acquire. Okay, or 5. So I'm gonna do a breakthrough. And I'm going to acquire...
You can do uncivilized or civilized.
That's my second play. I'm going to break through and grab this one. It doesn't help me right now because it's an empire card. I have to go through all my nations to get to past the barbarian stage.
I just noticed, are all the civilized empires?
What?
Because mine was an empire. Are they all empires, the civilized?
No.
Just curious. That's just luck then, because we got 3 in a row that were...
Yeah.
He has one more action.
Okay, this one. All players may draw a card. Okay, then you get to choose game 1, material per icon, or game 1 per... Either way, I only have one region and one of those icons.
Did you draw your card?
Yeah.
And that was his last action, correct?
Yep. So I have one card, and that helps me because if I want to discard it, it gets me closer to my nation card.
Okay, so that triggered Solstice. Do you have any Solstice actions? Okay, so I can discard a card to gain 1 population, gain 1 material, or draw a card. I am going to discard this card that cannot be played, and I am going to gain a population, please.
Yeah, if you like card drafting, this is definitely the card drafting game to choose.
I'm going to do this action. I'm going to play this one. It doesn't do anything, but I get to garrison a card, so I'm going to get rid of the unrest underneath it.
Well, that's your second action?
Mm-hmm. So I have four cards in play right now. No, that's my first one.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
That one was my solstice. Free solstice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then... This one's a good one. It's my another action. It has 2 things I can do. It's infinite, so it goes in my play area. It has an exhaust action and a solstice action. So it's kind of a double whammy. So I am going to exhaust it right now. Does that mean I can't do the solstice at the end of your round? Oh no, because actually I removed the exhaust at the end. Okay. So I pay 1 supply to draw a card.
You just can't do it twice in one turn. That's why you're exhausted.
And that was my second action, right?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, where's all my... Oh, okay. Confusing myself. And then at Solstice, I can discard a card to return one of my unrests, which is kind of cool if I had an unrest in my hand. I have 1 more action. Okay, this one's a good one. Oh, nope, it's an empire. Darn it.
Ah, that's what I like to hear.
So... I'm just going to pay my action to put another card here in my play area. And I need to exile a card from market.
That's the end of your turn.
Guess I'll exile that one. Draw another one. And it's another region. And I need to put this on top of one. Okay, and that's the end of my turn. So my cleanup phase is I retrieve all of my exhaust tokens and my action tokens. I am going to discard 1 and draw 4. Ooh, actually, I'm going to discard all my cards because that allows me to shuffle.
Okay, so
did that add an unrest from there?
Yeah.
There's unrest in there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay, and your nations deck. Okay, so my first move, I'm gonna put a region card. So you may put a card. I'm a garrison. I don't want to put a card in the history. So that's 2 regions I have. Here's my 3rd region. And I'm going to get rid of all 3 of them again.
That's your 3rd action, right?
Yep. Let's go to my discard pile.
He's abandoning them.
Oh yeah, abandon goes. Actually, abandon goes. Yeah, it goes discard.
And then he's looking at the fame deck.
So I get to look at the first 2.
Definitely, that's how the game will probably end because we both have those cards, and I'm getting ready to play mine. So.
All right.
You shuffling?
Yep.
You have a deck still. Why are you shuffling?
Because I'm going to have to grab.
Oh, okay, I see. Did you grab one from your nation deck?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, now I have to shuffle again. I see what you're talking about.
And remember to put a token on one of the market cards.
Yep. Okay. So let's see, I have 3, so I grab 2.
And his ability allows him to choose a supply token. I can only do victory tokens. The default is victory tokens, but he's able to put those on.
All right, your turn.
Okay, so that triggered Solstice. So I can discard a card to gain or draw. So I'm going to discard this Unrest, I think. Yes. And draw another card. In my other Solstice action, I may discard a card to return. Ooh, actually, no. I'm going to do this. Sorry. I'm going to discard a different one. Forgot about the other one. So I'm going to discard that one. The other Solstice action, I can discard a card to return. Oh, no. I did do that right. Sorry. I did put that in my discard pile. Okay, so I then discard this card to return an Unrest from my discard pile to the Unrest pile. So I psyched myself out there for a minute. So I had 2 Solstice actions that triggered, which allowed me to get rid of one of those Unrest cards. That was my free action, Solstice. Okay, so now I'm actually taking my turn.
You need to exhaust it to make sure.
Oh, no, that was Solstice.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, and I am going to exhaust that card. I'm glad you reminded me. Pay one of these to draw a card. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Tell he's pleased he helped me.
That's what I'm here to do.
Okay, I've got a free to play. Place a card on top of my deck and gain 2 victory points. So, I am going to place this one on top of my deck. Okay, my first action I'm going to do is I'm abandoning 3 region cards.
Oh, she's getting fame.
And I get to look at 3 fame because of my ability, and I get to choose one of them. So we're already tearing through this fame deck pretty quick. These go in a discard?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have 2 more actions. This one, we all gain 2 supply, but you also have to take an Unrest card. Enjoy.
That goes to my hand, right?
Yeah, and then we each get 2 of the market tokens.
Material.
Yeah. Why do I call them? I call them everything but their name.
Yep.
Supply, market. Okay, I have 1 action left. I'm going to play this. It goes in my play area because it's infinite, and I gain 1 supply token.
Supply token.
Yep.
Material.
Material. The pink. When we say the pink boxes,
Well,
that's big.
Because they have a name.
Some of them have dots on them, means they are worth more than 1. Some of them have 5 dots, some have 10 dots. And that was all my actions. So I retrieve all my tokens. This is my cleanup phase. Sorry. And I need to put one of these on there. Then, I get to shuffle my deck again.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to steal victory. That's my free to play.
Oh, wait. I need to discard this one.
So does that mean I get to draw 4 more cards?
Free play. If you're barbarian, draw up to 4 cards.
Yeah, yes. That's what I thought. So that's going to help me. Yes, I could discard all the cards at the end. And that's free play. So I have yet to even do a move yet. So I'm going to play this. That's my first move. And it's an infinite, so it stays in play. Pay up to 3 and discard a card to acquire a card in the market that has a material on it. So I'm going to pay 3. Let's see. 1 per 2. So I would have to obtain this one. And so I acquired that. So I think when you acquire, you put in your discard, don't you? Can't remember that.
No, they always go in your hand.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And you have to take the unrest when you acquire.
Yeah.
So I need to put another unrest under here.
All right. So I'm doing that. You make garrison card. And that, or actually not that. This one, you make garrison card. It's my 3rd action. Okay, I'll get rid of this one since it's not useful. Drew up to 5. I might end a turn. Alright, your turn.
Okay, so that triggered Solstice. I can discard a card to gain. I'm going to gain a supply. Pink.
Material. Maybe she'll get it by the end of the game.
And the other one, Solstice action, I may discard a card to return an unrest from my discard pile. So I'm going to discard an unrest, and I'm going to return one of those. So I think I'm down to the 1 unrest in my deck. Pretty sure. Okay, so then I'm going to take an action. I'm going to pay 5 material. I won't remember that by next turn, but to break through for either civilized or uncivilized. And I'm going to take this one That one caught my eye, and it has a victory point on it. And it's a free to play. I get to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. So I'll discard that one. And I am going to use an action to play this one into my play area. It's another Solstice card. I like the Solstice cards. And then I'm going to play this one. And I may garrison a card. I'm going to garrison that one since I can't play it yet. And that is my turn. Just need to put a victory point on one of the cards in the market. Draw my 5 new cards. Got to keep stockpiled on those victory points because Anthony steals one.
Okay, I'm gonna garrison, put a card there, and garrison it. This one. And then I'm gonna do this one. Discard all these. It's my second action, and I get to look at the Fame deck. Okay.
You done?
No, I have one more action. I'm gonna exhaust this and gain this.
You paid.
Now, when you acquire, it goes in your discard, right?
No, they go in your hand.
Yeah.
Anything from market goes in your hand.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'll look it up, but I'm 99% sure. So the keywords are in the back here. They're in alphabetical order. Acquire. Select a card from market, indicated suit, add it to your hand.
Okay, so I still have one more play. Okay, limited there. Okay, so I'm putting the region card and putting this underneath it. That's my last play or action. So let's see.
So you retrieve all your tokens, even your exhaust.
Yeah.
Okay. So while he's doing his cleanup, that triggered Solstice. I can do my Solstice action. It's hard to. Wow, it's hard to choose. So I'm going to discard this card, and I can return an unrest from my discard pile. I have 2 other Solstice. I don't want to well, let's see. This one is a trade-off. I discard a card to choose gain 1 population or 1 market, or I can draw a card. So I'm going to draw a card. The last Solstice, I don't need to use that one because I don't have any more unrest. Okay. All right, so now I'm on to my actual turn. Did you put a token on top?
Yep.
Okay. So my first play is I'm going to abandon 3 of the region cards. Into my discard pile. And I get to look at the Fame deck. I get to look at 3 and choose 1. Okay. And he's going to discard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my second action is all players may draw a card. And then I also gain 1 market per bag or so. Oh, I got rid of all of them. So I don't actually gain anything.
No. So your last.
But it allowed me to draw a card. Then I'm going to play. I have 1 more action. I get to increase my hand size by 1. It's a passive action. And I have a free play. Place a card on top of your deck and gain 2 victory points. That was a good hand.
Is that everything?
Yes. And now I'll be cleaning up and shuffling. So I have to take 1 more off. Ooh, I'm down to Julius Caesar the next Caesar. Caesar. Next time I shuffle.
She wants to eat the salad.
He will go in my discard pile. So I need to put a token on top of the market.
Oh, yeah.
Do you need me to trade in some?
No. Oh, yeah, if you want. You got 5?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so. And now it is
5.
Anthony's turn.
Okay, my turn is going to be very simple. I'm going to revolt. And so I put this in this card, put these in the...
Hopefully I can give him some more of those unrest cards. I put some more in there for you so you can take them.
And because I was able to shuffle, I actually get one of my...
And that triggered Solstice.
I still need to put...
So my Solstice action, I can discard to gain either a population or a market, or I can draw a card. I'm going to gain a market whenever you get a chance.
the market.
Whatever those pink ones are.
Oh, material.
Oh, I got the first letter right. I'm never going to get the name right.
No, you're not.
We know this. Okay, so dang it, can't use that one. Oh, wait, I'll play these first. So I'm playing 2 of my actions. And I gain a material, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah. First time.
Okay.
I think I was stunned for a minute.
And then I'll play my last action. We all gain a card, or may draw a card. You don't have to. I gain 1 material per bag, so I have 2 bags on the top of my. And that's all my actions. Oh, wait. I am going to exhaust and pay 1 of those to draw a card. It's a free play. Nice. So I draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. Okay, so that is in my turn. I retrieve all. Oh, we haven't been doing this. When you draw from your nation deck, you're supposed to put an exhaust token on top
of it.
We've not done that one time.
It's just for the simple fact, so you don't have to. You can't grab it twice.
Right.
So.
Which has never happened, but.
And I can't see that happening because your deck just continues to build.
So it's never happened, but we did forget to do that. Just so you know, we did know that rule. We just forgot. There's so much to remember. Okay, so now I'm doing cleanup, but I need to discard. Discard. Got 4.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay, I'm putting that there. Make garrison. Garrison this one. That's one move. Free to play. Draw up to 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second card. Garrison. This one, since it's not useful. This is the Empire card.
Oh, I can get an extra card each hand. My passive ability. Forgot.
Okay, I'm going to do a free play. Put 1. Let's see. Okay. You may put a card from your hand or discard pile into your history. That one doesn't. Now, the reason you would put it in your history is because some cards get more points at the end of the game in your history. So I still have one last move. Okay. I'm going to look at the Fame deck. Getting rid of these region cards. That's my last move. So I get to look at the top 2. Okay. I want you to see what I got.
I pretty much know I put them back.
Okay, I'm going to discard the rest of them.
I know what you got.
So, and I got to put...
You got the 11-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
I left 2 of them on top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that... Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
So that triggered Solstice, so I'm going to use one of my Solstice to discard a card. This one is not useful yet because it's an Empire one. I can gain 1 population or 1 material. I'll gain a population, please. Okay, and then I'm going to play this one. For action, I gain another population. I'm going to play this one. I gain 2 material. And I cannot exile a card from the market because they all have tokens. Okay, then...
Yeah, when they have tokens, you're not able to exile.
I'm going to play this one. It's a hard choice. I had several I wanted to play, but I'm going to abandon 3 cards and take I can take 3, but I can't take that one because it's King of Kings, so I have to choose between these two. Okay.
Is that your last move?
Yes, but I have a free play. Draw the top card of my deck, and if I choose to discard it or return it or put it in history. And choose to discard it or return it to the top. I'll go ahead and return it to the top because I want that card. And let's put this. And I get my Julius because it's my last.
So I mean, she goes from barbarian to empire.
Yep. So now I cannot play any of these cards with the barbarian on top. I need to remember that.
But she gets to do development cards.
Yeah, which is good that I have all these materials because they cost money to develop, and you have to have cards that allow you to develop, right? Is that the only way to do it? Is through a card?
What?
Develop. It's the only way to do it, isn't it? You have to have a card that says it.
Those cards.
How do you...
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's... we had a card that said develop.
Yeah, you have to have a card that develops it.
Okay.
That allows you to develop.
So I now need to draw my 5 cards. I think Julius does.
Oh, yeah, Julius Caesar's one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so my turn?
Yep.
Did you put the victory point?
Actually, no, he doesn't. So, he doesn't have it.
Let me remember how to develop.
I remember how, but I think you can only obtain it through...
Pay the development cost shown on a card in your development area and add it to your discard pile. When the keyword appears as a card effect, you may resolve it. No, you just need to pay. You just didn't have... You remember you were depleted
When
material.
can you do that, though? Is one of your actions?
I think so. Pay the development cost shown on a card in your development area and add it to your discard pile.
Look here. Let me look at another spot. That's just what develop means. It doesn't say when you can do it. Most development cards have a development cost, which is the number of you have to spend.
Yeah, I think that's one of the rules we're kind of conflicted with.
Oh, we didn't. You can also innovate for an action, which is you place all your cards in your discard pile and break through. We haven't done that, but you can do that instead of paying to break through. Just discard everything. But you cannot take any more actions or exhaust abilities.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the revolt.
I'm going to play my turn.
Yeah, I think you can only develop if it's on a card. So.
Okay, I'm doing my free to play. Steal 1. Victory. And doing another free to play. Pay 1 population to gain 1 action. So, those were all free. So I'm playing this. It's a tribute. Again, that's my first action. So I get 2 population. Now remember, I have a free action because I paid 1 population to get another action. So, although I don't think I needed it. Okay, gain 2. Put a region. getting 2 materials. You may garrison card. I don't want garrison. Okay, my last one. You may put a card from your discard pile into your history.
Oh, forgot my hand is increased by 1.
See if any of them are worth putting in my history. No. Or you can exile a card from the market. Can't exile. So let's see. Pay 3 and discard a card to acquire a card from the market that has a I'm not doing that. Alright, I'm done.
Okay, so that triggers Solstice while he does his cleanup phase. I can discard a card and gain either 1 population or 1 material, or I can draw a card. I'm going to gain a population, please. Okay, so that was my Solstice. Alright, so I'm going to do my free play. I can draw 2 cards, or I may acquire a region or a tributary and put this into my history. So I'm going to put this in my history, and I'm going to draw a tributary card. It was breakthrough, right? No, it's acquire. Sorry. It was not breakthrough. So I'm limited. Oh, that's not bad. I have to take this one because acquire is taking from what's there in the market. Okay, so.
Was that 1 action or so you're free?
That was free.
Right.
So this is an action. I gain 1 population, and I exile a card from the market. Okay. Free to play. Place a card on top of your deck and gain 2 victory points. So I gain 2 victory points. My last 2 actions are going to be playing these 2, and I gain a total of 3 materials.
So she pretty much, you can't see, but she put 2 region cards.
And I need to exile a card. So once you deplete a deck, you just start pulling from the main deck and follow the same rules. I put an unrest card underneath it if it's certain factors. So I need, you didn't give me my 3 material.
Oh, you get 3 materials?
You didn't want me to give you a 2, and you give me a 5.
Yeah. Give me a second. Trying to obtain it with my...
Okay. Right, and that was the end of my turn. So I get 6 cards because of my passive ability.
Okay, so my first turn, free action.
Oh, did you give me one to put on the...
Oh, no.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but...
Free play, gain 1 action. You may put this card in your history. So I'm going to put this card in my history, gain my 1 action. So I gain 1 extra action. I don't think I'm going to need it. So this action, gain 2 population. This one, exile a card from the market. You may garrison a card. Passive, you may recall this card to avoid. Okay. So, can't exile, but garrisoned. That was my second action. Pay 3 to a card. Okay, I'm on breakthrough. Actually, I can't. Choose pay to acquire 3.
You can look through this deck if it's a certain type for breakthrough.
Yeah, I don't have enough to break through.
Oh, I see. You can spend your victory points.
Nah.
stole them from me anyway.
Actually, yeah, I will do that. So that's my third action. So I'm going to use this and this. And I'm going to break through.
Which two elements do you choose from?
Oh. Uncivilized or civilized. Ooh, I'll grab this one.
You don't take the unrest because you broke through.
Yeah. And when I obtain, I'm going to exhaust this. When I obtain one of these, I actually get 2. And you gain a card from the market with double the. There's only one side.
Oh, you know what I did wrong? I wasn't able to play this.
Why?
Because it's a barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard to remember, so I need to put that card back in my hand.
Right.
Then that means I'll just put one of these back.
And because I broke through, this goes in my discard pile, huh?
No.
Oh, it goes in my hand?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one rule that I always forget.
Remembering the barbarian versus empire is hard.
Okay.
Okay, so is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
So that's I could trigger solstice.
4.
I'm going to discard a card. I can't play that because it's barbarian. And I'm going to gain 1 population, please. Okay. And none of the others help me. My hand size is increased. Oh, actually, that's fine. Okay, so free play. Draw the top card of your deck if able and choose to discard it or return it or put it in history. I'll discard it. This one, my action. That one was free play. Okay. So all players may draw a card. Choose to gain 1 material per bag or 1 population per region. So I'm going to take 3 populations, please.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Is that all your moves?
No, that was 1 move.
Oh.
Okay, so
Remember, you can't do
I
barbarian.
should have played that one first. Okay, I'm going to do this action. I should have did this first. I can't exile it. Oh, yeah, I can. So, and the rest goes away. Then my last action, we all draw a card.
Another one?
Yep. And I'm gaining 1, 2, 4 population. If I had played that card before, I would have gained 1 more population this round.
How many populations do you have?
Here, you want 1? You can give me a 5.
Yeah.
I'll get 4 of them.
Is it my turn?
Yes. So I'm doing cleanup. Discarding
There's the victory.
this. Oh, I have to reshuffle, but I don't get to take a card anymore because I've already depleted my nation deck.
Okay, so first I'm going to do free play. Add 1 material to a card in the market. You may put a card from your hand in the pile, in the discard pile in your hand, your history. So let's see. Okay, another free play. I steal victory. Another free play. Draw up to 4 cards.
How are you not through your nation deck yet?
Just not. Okay, first one. Getting rid of all these. And I'm choosing, I have no choice but that one. Chapter 3. Okay. My next one is draw up to 3 cards available, then return a card to the top of your deck. Okay, I'm going to top of my deck, that one. Can't do those because those are Empire cards. Okay, last play. I'm going to.
I always forget that I have one more card.
Unrest. Put a region card. All right, and that's everything. So put my and discard all my cards. Get all my action tokens back. Put that on top. Get my 3, and I get my last one.
No, it goes in your discard shuffle.
Oh yeah.
So that triggers Solstice. I can discard a card and gain 1 population when he has a chance. Okay, and you need to put a token on top.
I already did.
Okay, so my first action, it's actual Empire. All players gain 2 material.
Yep. You almost questioned
I
yourself.
did. It messes with me to even say that word. It just doesn't feel right. Okay, and you gain a unrest. You're welcome. And then I gain a victory point. For every victory you take, I give you an unrest. Did you not notice that?
Mm-hmm.
And the end of the game is about to happen. I'm abandoning 3, and I take the last fame card, which is the King of Kings. I get to resolve it. Oh, that's when I get to develop for free. So you take the top. Okay, so when you gain this card, instead resolve it, then flip it. This triggers game end. If you're Empire, which I am, I gain 3 victory points. Here, you want me to give you 2?
Yeah, I think you could develop at any time as long as you have them.
I don't know. Victory points. What do you...
Oh.
Just give me a 5. Please. Okay. And I get to develop for free, so I get to take this top one, add it to my discard pile. It's worth 3 victory points, basically. Then we flip this over. That's the end of the game. We finish the round. So I still get to finish taking my actions. Anthony will get to take his actions. I can do Solstice if I want. And then the game is over. We do the scoring. So I'm going to do this free play. Take the top card. Didn't help me. Okay, so... I'm going to chance it and pay 3. to break through for a tributary.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll use my last action. I put it in my history and I can acquire. No, I won't do that. Mm-mm. So I'll just play this one. I don't think it really matters. So that's the end of my turn. Draw up to my... And you want to leave your cards where they are because certain locations of your cards trigger certain... There's certain cards that you get points based on if they're in your history and your play area and your discard. So you want to leave them where they are so you can score appropriately. You don't want to cheat yourself on some points.
Oh, one thing I forgot to do when you start with the card, you're supposed to have 2 on top, you remember? When you first start.
Oh. Me or you?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my turn.
Have you been doing your double thing?
I only did it once, but you have to exhaust it.
Oh, okay.
And you have to obtain it from the market.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty hard.
So
as soon as Anthony takes all of his turns, I can do solstice, and then the game will be over.
okay, I'm doing that. You may garrison a card. Let's garrison that one. Okay. Okay. All players may draw a card. Choose gain 1 per. Is that 1, 2, 3? 3.
He gets 3 materials per bag on his cards in play.
Okay. Here's a free action. Add 1 to a card in the market. You may put. Okay. Okay. My last action. All players may draw a card. Gain 1 per. So I actually don't have that. Or gain 1 per. Oh, okay. 1, 2. So I get 2 population. And that's it. Done.
Okay, so I'm going to do my solstice, discard this, and I get 1 population.
Game's over.
Awesome. I get to still do solstice.
Oh.
Right?
No, I was the last.
It's the end of the round.
Okay.
Right? Solstice is part of it.
All right.
And then that's, now we do our scoring. So we leave our cards where they are. And basically, you go through. Ooh, do you have paper? Oh, good, he has paper. So basically, you go through all your cards and you score the victory points or the trigger that decides how many victory points. If there's one with an asterisk, like an asterisk VP for wild, the most you can gain for that card is 10 victory points. So if you have more than that, it's 10 is the max. Okay, so on these, I have 1, 7, 8.
Yeah, I think you could always develop.
There's one with an
You
asterisk.
just put exhaust after you developed, after each one.
See, I don't know. We're not sure on that rule.
Well, I just looked it up.
Oh, is that what it said?
Yeah. I told you that was the rule.
On ones with my asterisk, I'm putting up here because it's really the only way to keep them straight.
Okay, so what are you looking up? How many unrests you have first?
No,
Or?
I don't have any.
So let's see. Yeah. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I have 6 unrests. So -6 to my score.
Wait.
Here, can you get that?
39. Standard victory points. And you don't get anything for your development deck that you've not, or any unused in your nation deck. So I had just straightforward victory points for 39, and now I'm calculating my asterisks. This is why I was stockpiling as much as I could, because I get victory points per resource that I have. Like, I get 1 victory point per victory point, or per 4. So I have 10, so that's 2 victory points for that. I get 1 victory point per 4 of these, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so that's 3 victory points. And I get 2 victory points per fame card. And that's the ones with these little symbols. So I have 3 fame cards, so that's another 6 victory points for that. And then I need to see the book when you're done. I think it's... So then you get 1 victory point for each victory token you have. I have 10 of those.
6.
And then that's it. Better have a lot of points in there. That's all you have?
Yep. Well, once you blocked, you kept giving me unrest.
You have 30.
Yep.
Wow. I dominated.
Yeah, Romans against the Carthage. It's not balanced, I would say.
So I have 60 points. He has 30. But I did keep piling the unrest cards on him. That hurt him.
Yeah, I'm not able to remove them. So unless I revolt, which pretty much eliminates one whole turn.
Oh, I have several that allow me to remove
the
unrest cards during my solstice. That was how I was getting rid of all mine.
Yeah, it doesn't, I don't have
But
that.
even without that, it was my victory points.
Yeah.
I had 39 on my cards. But yeah, this is a fun game. Once you digest all the symbols and triggers and all the different things, and then just keep in mind when you play a different, whatever they are. What are they?
Nations.
These are nations? Your deck?
Yeah. Well,
nation. When you play a different nation, it's going to be a little different because each one plays a little different. Like, he gets different things than I get as far as resources to start. So you just got to pay attention to that. And just learning all the little rules as far as, like,
our names.
Barbarian versus Empire cards. Yeah, and names. If you've watched any of our videos, you know I'm not good at remembering the terminology for certain things. No matter how many times I've played it, I just will keep calling those everything but their name probably till the end of time. It's just, but it is a good game. So it's just you just got to know there is a learning curve, but I know this is really highly rated. Once you get through that rule book and play once or twice under your belt, if you like these type of games, you would definitely enjoy this game.
Card drafting, point salad, take that, a lot take that.
And there's 9 nations in the base, just in the classic game.
8
to choose from.
8 in the classic, 8 in the legend. So
I mean, this would have a huge replayability just for that reason. I mean, we've only played the same 2 nations.
Yeah, I would not play her with the same nation, the Romans.
The Romans is a good deck.
I need to find something that pretty much gives her a lot, take that. And I'm able to remove the unrest because I think that is to disadvantage.
Yeah, I thought you were going to pick a different nation this time because of that.
I was, but then I was like thinking maybe I could just pull through.
I beat him worse this time than last game.
Yeah.
So the Romans definitely has a one up as far as, because I just kept piling on those unrest and I was able to get rid of my unrest. So basically that was probably a 10-point difference right there.
Well, it kind of goes with history. The Romans were very difficult to beat. So
yes, that's a good deck. And I know we've been mentioning it in all of our videos, but we really want to, in case you didn't see the other videos, we do have a new website. .com was taken, so it's boardgameempire.co, so .co. Definitely, if nothing else, go check out our contest page. We always have 2 contests going each month, at least 1, but usually 2. They're both normally they're both for the same prize, but we do switch it up sometimes. This month, it's for a $50 Amazon gift card or PayPal deposit, so it's worldwide. Everyone's open to play. It's free to play. It's a Gleam giveaway app, so you just do, the more actions you do, the more entries you get, and we announce the winners every month. As soon as they confirm their prize, we announce the winners on our social media so everyone knows it's legit. You could see there's a lot of people that have won that
from around the world.
Post their winnings. We hope everyone would do that, but I know some won't. But we love the ones that brag about it on social media so others know that we are legit, and we do. As soon as you confirm your prize, we literally send your gift card or your PayPal like within minutes. We don't make you wait for like however long some people do. But definitely check that out. We also are going to be having a big Christmas giveaway. We're going to start contacting some of the board game companies to see if they want to participate. We already have 4 games. We want to do 12 days of giving if we can. We're hoping many will participate. We're hoping for more. We might be able to do more than 12 days. We will probably do at least be 7 days of giving. We're hoping for 12, depending on how many companies participate, because we will be purchasing games or gift cards, or we need to make it worldwide, so we will have to throw in some, because of shipping, money prizes so people that all over the world can participate. We don't like to leave anyone out. So definitely stay tuned. Check our contest page. That will go up probably late November, early December. But we do have contests every month. You want to check that out. We also have more in-depth reviews. We just started the website, so it doesn't have a ton of content yet, but we are adding as much as we can. So please check out our website, our contests, and is there anything else? Mm-hmm. So thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to seeing you next time.